Welcome back to my channel. Before we start with the review, this exact model is a 2018 Mazda CX-9 all-wheel drive Grand Touring, or simply GT, CX-9 GT. I've been wanting to review a CX-9 for a long time now, and I could not pass the opportunity to review this old one because we already have the upcoming 2022 models. I want to see how much differences are from this 2018 model to the new 2022 model that will be coming here in Mazda Makati. So I would like to thank Sir Ralph and Mazda Makati for allowing me to review this Mazda CX-9. So yes, being a CX-9 GT model and being an all-wheel drive model, there is a lot of chrome. Okay, I don't mind the chrome here on the grille. It looks intimidating, but yet very smooth design with the lines here and there. Chrome bits here on the chin. As you can see, there's cladding here and there, even on the side. I'll get to that in a bit. There's cladding here as well, but it's not too much. At least ground clearance is 220 millimeters, and this in silver. It actually looks great. Also, you have LED headlights here, and then here on the side, more cladding here and there. There's even a chrome strip here on the side. Not too much, but just the right amount. And then here you have LED repeaters as well here on the side mirrors. Then you have a chrome bit here around the window, and here in the window kink as well. Side profile looks good. There's a character line that starts here from the edge of the brake lights and just suddenly vanishes here. Even this one that starts from the side mirror here, well, actually starts there from the hood, and then just suddenly vanishes here in the rear door. So there's a lot going on here with the character lines. And then here at the rear, okay, I love the rear as well. There's chrome here and there, but not too much. Cladding just enough as well. No fakery here whatsoever. You just have your reflector. As you can see, your exhaust is here. I didn't even know a CX-9 came with a tow hitch. I just put on screen how much this can tow, since this being the all-wheel drive model. And proof this is an all-wheel drive model. You have badges here. Yeah, really, what can I say? Smooth and simple as well. So let's look at the front one more time. I do love this CX-9. It looks so intimidating because of its size. So with that, I'll show you the interior. So this is the interior of the Mazda CX-9 GT, the 2018 model. Here in the door, there's actually a brown plastic here. Yeah, I think so. I can't see it that much. It's a bit dark here. You have a silver trim here. There's also soft pad here on the side with brown stitching. Plastic here on the bottom, it's fine. And you have also a Bose speaker setup for this Mazda CX-9. You have a cubby space here, a bottle holder. I want to fit my water jug. It fits perfectly. Also, you have ambient light. It's color white, as you can see. One here, and then one here for the cubby space as well. And then here in your window switches, I can't tell if this is black or brown, but somewhat gloss black. Ah no, yeah, this one's gloss black, and this one has somewhat a bit of brown on it. So actually nice premium feel already, and we're just in the door. So look at that. That's actually a nice touch. The silver trim here extends all the way here in the air conditioning vent. Even look at that vent. It's even nicely designed. And there's that brown plastic mixed with leather. Now I have to touch it more. Yeah, there's a little bit squish on it. Let's start the engine up. Here's your start-stop button. There's even a nice animation when you turn it on and off. So yeah, let's turn it off again. Okay, the infotainment looks crisp already. But let's start it off. It's so hot. So here's your digital cluster. You have an analog tachometer, analog speedometer, and you have a digital display here and there. And I just realized right now there's also a heads-up display. I'm not sure if you can see that. Ah, there it is. I thought it was dirt on the screen, but that's actually a nice touch. And unlike the Mazda 3, look at this steering wheel. It's the same material, it's hard, it's girthy. There's little squish on it, same setup with the buttons here and there. There's even a chrome bit as well here. But for some reason, the steering wheel in this CX-9 GT is smaller than the Mazda 3 Elite. Weird. I'm expecting the SUVs to have bigger steering wheels, but no, this one's way smaller. Also, being the CX-9 GT, this is one of the last CX-9s to have normal leather before the introduction of the Napa leather. I'm not sure what colors they are, but this leather is kind of hard but still soft enough. Actually, it feels comfortable to sit in. And dashboards, they're somewhat leather mixed with plastic. Again, here, plastic here and there, but it's still nice to look at. Glove box, okay, pretty decent. Here in the center console, there's even a nice silver trim here around the air conditioning vents, and there's more chrome here. Here in the left side, despite this being the top of the line variant at its time, you have 3 blank buttons here, but you have buttons for your parking sensors, electronic stability control, I assume, and you have your traction control system button here as well. And there's also for your electronic tailgate. I'll demo that later as well. And then infotainment system. This 2018 model didn't have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto yet, but that's what the 2022 model has. But this one is still not bad. I mean, it's still crisp enough, as you can see. There's a lot of stuff you can do here with this infotainment of this CX-9. Yeah, there's actually a lot you can do. I mean, look at that. Ooh. Ah, there's the fuel meter. Okay, I will leave it here for obvious reasons. Then continuing here in the center console. So I'm not sure what this blank space is. Maybe this was the place for your DVD, CD players. Thank God they removed that already. Then you have your physical buttons here for your climate control. And I can tell, I'm still at low fan if you can see. This aircon is so freaking cold already. I love it. And then below that, you have a cubby space. As you can see, the keys there. Fits my phone perfectly. I think you can even fit another phone here. Here, wrapped in chrome, gloss black. And then you have a little switch here for toggling between normal and sport mode. I can't wait to try that out. Gear lever. Okay, yeah, nice material. There's even leather down here. And also look at the manual mode. To change up, you pull it, and then to change down a gear, you push it. So it gives it a race car feel. You have nice brown leather padding here on the side. So if in case you want to rest your knee there to the side, it's comfortable. And you can control the infotainment here with the swivel wheel as well. So not too bad. That's also your controls for your volume, your navigation, for the infotainment in general. Then you have your electronic parking brake button here. Okay, despite being a 2018 model, still feels premium, and it still feels up to date with today's standards. And then here for the cup holders, there's plastic grips around it. So as you can see, my water jug fits perfectly and won't even fly around. And then you have a central console box here. You can open on one side or you can open both at the same time. Okay, pretty decent. As you can see, you can fit two of my phones. I don't know what this is for. You can insert a memory card in here. Okay, I didn't know that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then you have two USB ports and an aux cord. The aux cord is weirdly positioned here, but at least there is. Then above here, you have your panoramic sunroof. I opened it for better lighting. This is how to control it. There's even ambient light here. And then, to open the lights. Oh, weirdly, you can open it here or by pressing that. Anyway, nice gimmick. And then you have your sunglasses holder here. It's quite small though. Visors. Actually, before we get to the visor, the headliner is actually nice to the touch. It's fabric. Even the sun visor is fabric. If your vanity mirror, hello. Nope, they don't extend, but it's fine. So that's pretty much here in front. I'll show you the second row. So this is the second row of the Mazda CX-9. Same material here on the door with a smaller cubby space now. And the bottle holder. Perfect fit for my water jug. Not bad. Door tab sounds a bit better than in front. You have sunshade here. It's manually controlled, but at least there is. And that's not my driving position by the way, but you can see the feature and legrooms already insane. There's a lot of space. This is probably one of the most spacious SUVs I've tried so far. And then headroom. Whoa. I see why this sell pretty well in our country, this CX-9. I even asked that in shoutout to Mazda Pasig. Their CX-9 is their best seller as well there. So I understand why this CX-9 has always been sought after. Actually, I kinda want one now. Anyway, let's continue with the review. So here in the center, you have two air conditioning vents. There's even controls for it. There's a nice gimmick with these rear seats. You don't have one, but two small map pockets. One deep one, the one on top, and then a small one here below. That goes also as well for the other seat. Transmission tunnel is quite high. I mean, that much. We sit here in the middle. Yeah, it's quite in the way, but you can put your feet on top and then headroom now. Okay. I still have enough space, surprisingly. I won't mind sitting here in the middle, but sitting here in the second row is so freaking comfortable. Also, you have two isofix anchor points on each side, and then you have a central armrest. It's quite big. Whoa! You have flimsy grips here on the cup holders. They fit my water jug just fine, and then, yep. That's awesome. My phone fits here perfectly. I'm not sure if your small tablet will fit, but bigger phones like iPhone 13, bigger Vivos will definitely fit here. Not sponsored. And to make things even better, there's even two USB ports here, and they're 2.1 amperes. So with that we're not done yet. Let's go to the third row. And this is how you go to the third row. You just pull this. Oh no. Pull this one. And then just slide forward. Okay, that's actually pretty light. Most of the SUVs I think they're pretty heavy and sturdy when you get in the third row. This one is not. The seats here still leather, of course. And as you can see, there are a few toys here. You have 2 tethering hooks on each side. You have cubby spaces with bottle holder. Okay, they fit my water jug just perfectly, so that goes with both sides. At least, unlike some SUVs, there's this on each side of the seat, and there's your speaker setup as well. So if I sit here in the third row, yeah, just needs adjust. But with this all the way back, yeah, my feet's already cramped, but my knee room is tolerable. I mean, there's still a lot of space, and then headroom, just enough for me. I mean, like that enough headroom only. So small adults like me, 5'4" and below, I would be happy to still sit here in the third row. I mean, it's still comfortable enough. It's soft enough. There's enough space for me. So with that, here in the third row, I'll show you the boot. So this is the boot of the Mazda CX-9. You have your electronic tailgate function. To note, front-wheel drive models do not have this feature. I'm not sure with the current 2022 models yet. So with all the seats up, as you can see, you have 230 liters of space. I mean, that's pretty decent. My bags fit there nicely. And as you can see, there are 2 grocery hooks here on each side. And also surprising, there's not much of a load lip. I mean, you can just literally slide in items here. Although it is quite high, but at least there's not much of a load lift. And then underneath here, you have surprisingly a space saver spare tire. This is one of the few SUVs I know that is a 7-seater and the spare tires inside. So kudos to you, Mazda. And then to fold the third row, you just pull this and just push that. The head just will fall down first. So now with the third row down, you have 810 liters of space. For comparison, this is already more than the Suzuki Ertiga with all of the seats down. And now with all of the seats down, you have a whopping 1,631 liters of space. That's a lot. So with that I'll show you the engine. Okay, I hope you can hear me. This hood is so light despite of being a big car. So this is the engine of the 2018 Mazda CX-9 GT. Well, like all of the Mazda CX-9 models, even the current ones, it's a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces a whopping 231 horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. Nice. This is why I've been always wanted to drive a CX-9. Yes, despite being a big car, this is one of the most powerful Mazda in their lineup, even more powered than the Mazda MX-5 itself. So I cannot wait on how this performs because this is also the all-wheel drive model, and I saw some reviews. This is really sporty, so I cannot wait to drive this. So with that let's go for a drive. Okay, before we have a drive, I just noticed something right now. Okay, this CX-9 does not come standard with a dashcam, by the way, but I saw where it was plugged. Right here. I'm not sure you can see. There's a 12-volt socket somewhere here. Let's go for a drive. So driving this 2018 Mazda CX-9 all-wheel drive GT model. Okay, first impressions immediately. The steering is not too heavy, but there's a nice amount of weight on it. And then maneuverability. Surprisingly, going out of the service center of Mazda Makati, doesn't feel big to drive. Like, it feels like you're driving a regular size crossover. But I keep forgetting you're driving a full-size SUV to, no? Yes, full-size SUV. Okay, I'm not putting it sport mode yet, but I can say normal mode and just in drive. Surprisingly responsive. Okay, picks up really well. Okay. Don't get excited yet. I can see it wants to go already. I mean, there's so much power with this a CX-9. Yeah, just driving it here, around here in Pasong Tamo only. Okay, NVH, surprisingly, actually really good. I mean, we're already at 50, 60 kilometers per hour. There's not much tire noise, and the engine is quiet. It will scream a lot, of course, when you get to higher speeds, but surprisingly, NVH is good. Probably one of the best in class, if not mistaken. I mean, I've barely tried full-size SUVs yet on my channel, but at least I know I have this benchmark already with this CX-9 GT, the older ones. And then also going out of the service center of Mazda, Makati, ground clearance, no issue whatsoever. And I already forgot, I'm already going over a rough patch, over potholes, manholes. This thing is so comfortable. Like, almost premium level. That's how comfortable this thing is. And as you can hear, loud motorcycles are passing by. Wow, this NVH is great. Going back to how this thing drives, it doesn't feel too intimidating to drive because yeah, it handles pretty well as well. And then here in the tunnel, Pasong Tamo, rough patches, soaks the bumps perfectly. I drove the Ranger here. This is way better than the Ranger. And there's also a nice hum with the engine. Yeah, it's maybe turbocharged, but there's a nice hum to it. I don't even hear the turbo whistle that much. I even forgot this was a turbocharged engine. Oh, okay. Yeah, despite the turbocharged engine, the power delivery is smooth. Like, it's like gentle on the power and torque. Maybe in sport mode will be a different animal. So let's try that in a bit. And also brakes, surprisingly progressive as well. There's like enough travel only. Being an all-wheel drive model, the steering feel is surprisingly good. It's not like the front-wheel drive models I heard and watched some of the reviews. The front-wheel drive just maybe a tad a bit lighter than this all-wheel drive model. But I like the steering feel already of the all-wheel drive model. Let's try the turning radius of the CX-9. I know it's a big SUV. And also what I noticed with this CX-9, like going at inclines, I like going up and down inclines, I noticed the sensors will also activate even though like you're gonna ground out. That's actually a nice touch with the sensors, and it's not that sensitive as well. Oh, okay, relax, it wants to go. When you immediately mash the throttle, it wants to keep on going. And also this heads-up display is a nice touch as well. Like, don't have to look down anymore at your speedometer. And it's clear enough. Yeah, it's a very sunny day today, but yeah, you can see it pretty well. Sport mode. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, calm down. Okay, wow, okay, put it back to normal. Let's try the sport mode a bit later. But whoa, what a glimpse. This is a powerful, fast car. What I know about this engine, and you can get more power out of this engine if not mistaken. You can get around 250 horsepower if you use the highest grade fuel here, like 97 research octane number. I know you can get more power out of this engine, but you can run this on 95 research octane, but you will only use 231 horsepower. So I have no idea what fuel I'm using, but no matter what fuel you're using and power, it's so peppy. Surprisingly for a SUV this side, it's so peppy. And then body lean, yes, there is. It's a full-size SUV, but it's not as much as you expect. So I see why these are so popular here in the Philippines. You have this much power with this much premiumness for a Mazda like this, and then you have 7 seats. That's what's awesome with this. I know it's competing with its little brother, the CX-8, but I understand why people are varying between the CX-8 and the CX-9 models. But still, either way, good choices. But for me, performance-oriented driver, I would might pick the CX-9 because it has this much power. So let's try sport mode now. Manual mode, surprisingly responsive. This is only a 6-speed automatic transmission. Oh, okay, wow. Okay, despite being manual mode, it will automatically upshift, but wow, that power. Sport mode is on another level. It's so responsive. Holy moly. And yes, you can turn it to an animal just like that, but you're still riding with style and comfortably. Okay, relax a bit. Let's put it back to drive and normal again. Okay, this is probably, so far, if not mistaken, one of the best full-size SUVs I've ever driven. Wow, like everything's complete. You have 7 seats, you have this much power, and it's sporty to drive. Yikes, this is so fast. I'm just like tickling the throttle. You're going at high speeds almost immediately. That's something else. Why I wanted to drive this 2018 model, because in case there will be a demo unit, wait, let me put it on screen right here in Mazda Makati. Shout out to these people. If there will be ever a demo unit, I want to know if there will be changes here and there with the 2022 models. I know here in the cabin and tech features there will be a lot of differences immediately, but I want to see how that will perform. Maybe just the same, but since I'm driving the all-wheel drive model now, I want to see how the front-wheel drive model will compare to this all-wheel drive model. But I heard also with the front-wheel drive model, pretty much the same fun to drive, just lighter steering wheel. The front wheel drive is just 100 kilograms lighter than this all-wheel drive model. But surprisingly, I'll go back to the steering feel and driving dynamics of this. Despite being really heavy and being an all-wheel drive, again, you don't feel much of the weight to it, because it just drives like a regular crossover. I'm amazed actually. I didn't expect this. I expected to be a full-size SUV, to be at wallowy, to handle a lot of bodily and so on and so forth. Not the CX-9. I did not expect this at all. So despite this size, drives like a crossover sedan, even I'll dare say that as well. Pretty impressive for what this is. Of course, with this much power, overtaking is easy. That's just in drive mode, by the way. Yow! Wee! That's so fast. That is so fast. Yeah, despite its size again, maneuverability. Oh yeah, and visibility, by the way. Okay, the D pillar might be a bit in the way. Actually, the D pillar is not too bad, but I noticed the headrest is in the way. That's something I noticed only. But at least this has reverse sensors and a reverse camera for this particular GT model. And here, over rough patches of road, actually a lot of humps, excellent. It's such a composed ride. Even at high speeds, not much tire noise. Here, look, rough patch of road. Wow, the gear changes are smooth. Not the fastest in the world. It's no DCT, but it's very fast enough. Yeah, sport mode is just on another level. It's so responsive. Feels like a sports car, to be honest. And overtaking easy. Oh my god. This thing is so peppy. First car this side. This is amazing. Yeah, what else can I say about this? Fuel economy, yeah, I'm honing around, but I won't give the fuel figure because this is the first test drive of today. But with my just driving in a bit more, I think I can get around 5.6 kilometers per liter. Same as the Mazda BT50. Wow. So, yeah. I finally got my hands on a Mazda CX-9. Near perfect full-size SUV. I say near perfect because let's see how the 2022 model will perform. So it one more time. Handling at faster speeds, body lean. It's so good to drive. I didn't expect this at all. So that concludes my review of this 2018 Mazda CX-9 GT. I would like to thank Sir Ralph and Mazda Makati for allowing me to review this beast of a SUV. Also shout out to Sir Juancho And sa Reagan, they hooked me up here in Mazda Makati. So, more reviews in Mazda Makati coming very very soon. So, hope you guys like and subscribe. And I will see you with more Mazda reviews. Bye-bye.